Upgrades and enhancements. What's the difference? It's a new thing in 11th edition to have upgrades, and it shouldn't be confused with what we generally call upgrading a unit, which is like just equipping them with stuff. If you give a simulacrum to a battle sister, in English terms, yes, you have upgraded the model as they are better than they were before for no additional expense, but that isn't an upgrade in 11th edition rules terms. Games Workshop English is not English English. Enhancements are benefits to your models and units that cost additional points. This was initially brought in 10th edition as a way to make up the last few points as war gear costs went away and nothing cost additional points regardless of if it's better or way better than the other options. But it quickly became which enhancements are integral to play the detachment and which are points fillers. 11th edition has introduced upgrades. The difference between upgrades and enhancement is upgrades are enhancements, but not all enhancements are upgrades. If it's an upgrade, it has the upgrade tag. Enhancements, just straight enhancements that are not upgrades, so anything that's an enhancement that's not an upgrade, I'm going to call an enhancement in this video. Anything that is an upgrade, we know it's an enhancement, but it has the upgrade tag, so we've got a difference, at least in this video, between generic enhancements and upgrades. Enhancements can only go on character models. This Host of Ascension enhancement, Our Time is Nigh, can go on any Genestealer cult model, but as an enhancement, it can only go on characters. But there's no limit to which characters you pick. There may be other limits on other enhancements, like this Biomorph Adaptation enhancement can only go on an Abominant or the Patriarch. Upgrades likewise will go on a unit it specifies, which may be a character, or it could be another unit. But upgrades are not limited to character models, and you don't have to have a character in the unit to upgrade it. The Pure Strain Enhancement Mark of the Star Children is for a Pure Strain unit. Even if you have a character in that unit, it is still a Pure Strain Genestealer unit. Who is affected by the enhancement or upgrade will depend on the wording. Some may say this model, others will say models in this unit or this unit, which will affect both characters and bodyguards in the collective unit. The Biomorph Adaptation enhancement is Patriarch model only. It affects just them. Any Pure Strain Genestealers that they join are not affected. The Mark of the Star Children is an upgrade for the Pure Strains that affects all models in the unit, so the Patriarch gets the benefit as long as the Patriarch is with that Genestealer unit. And so how long the enhancement lasts and affects people is going to depend on who it's tied to. If an enhancement is tied to a character, that enhancement is lost when the character dies. If an upgrade was on a bodyguard unit, it ends when all the bodyguard models are dead. If they die partway through an enemy shooting or combat activation, then the abilities deactivate at the end of all of that attack. Like if an enhancement on a character gave the unit a 5+ Feel No Pain, if a character in the enemy attacking unit used precision to kill that character, the Feel No Pain would continue through the rest of the attacking unit's bodyguard attacks, because they are attacking as a collective, and it's at the end of all of those attacks that it's done. If they were separate units, like a lone Canoness doing an epic challenge, and separately some Celestian Insidiants were attacking, then the Canoness could take out the character with the 5+ Feel No Pain enhancement. Then when the Celestian Insidiants attack, there is no 5+ Feel No Pain on the defending unit. You can only have one enhancement per unit. You can't have an enhancement on a character and put them in an upgraded unit. You can't have enhancements on two different characters and put them in the same unit. The 40K app is a guide to help you understand what is allowed. Epic heroes cannot have enhancements, but they can join units that have a second character in that unit that has an enhancement. Epic heroes can also join upgraded units, but you cannot put an enhancement on that epic hero character. The number of enhancements you can have depends on the game size. If you're playing up to 1000 points, you can have 2 enhancements. If you're playing between 1000 and 2000 points, you can have 4 enhancements. I know Games Workshop Communications have already said something about games between 1000 points and 2000 points should be played at the lower incursion level, but that hasn't been borne out in any rules, and the app lets you have 4 enhancements at 1500 points. Each enhancement can only be taken once, and that counts as one of your choices. So you couldn't have 2 different characters with Our Time is Nigh. Crusade games are an exception, but Crusade is now something that sort of works compatibly with 11th edition. It was a 9th and 10th edition set of rules. Each upgrade can be taken up to 3 times. You pay the cost in points each time you take it, and regardless of buying it once or buying it 3 times, that counts as one of your allowed enhancements for that game size. So in a 1000 point game, if one of my detachments was the Chorus of Condemnation, I could have a jump pack Canoness with Clarion of Urgency, and I could upgrade both of my Exorcists with Symphonic Payload. 2 lots of the same upgrade, 1 enhancement. That is my 2 allowed enhancements at 1000 points. I hope that helps you better understand enhancements compared to upgrades. If you ask any more questions in the comments section, I will answer them when and where I can. My darlings and viewers, have a great day of 40k.